Hey, what's up guys? Happy Sunday. I hope you've all had a good weekend, enjoyed some of the March Madness tournament. I hope you took your dog for a couple of walks, all that good stuff. But we'll get jumping in here, guys. This is the watch list for the week of March 28th. And I'm going to keep it nice and simple this week. There's a few great looking trends in the market that I would love to buy pullbacks in, and I want to show you a few here. So first and foremost is the old energy sector, which really for the last month to 2 months here, I think has been one of the best trends in the market. So we have got the green lights over here with the weekly and the daily stacked EMAs. So there's bullish trend and structure, and then you have the bullish momentum with the weekly and the daily green 10x bars. So we got trend, we got structure, we got momentum, and then you got the buy signals here. And the buy signals basically means buy every dip we can get. And that's a game plan I'm trying to work here with energy. It's a beautiful trend, not my favorite spot to jump in. If energy could pull back to about 75-ish, a little bit closer to the 21 EMA, then I think we're jumping back in. So I'll show you a few energy stocks here, but keep in mind, you want to get good entries. So as bullish as it might look, there's always going to be a better entry around the corner. So patience will pay. But first up here, guys, is EOG Resources. Probably one of the stronger names in the group. We got the green lights, weekly and daily, and we got the buy signals here. So, when it comes to playing these trends, right, what you're really going to look for is that morning or that afternoon where EOG is down 1 to 2%. You get that big red candle. But if you just kind of take that 40,000 foot view, it's just a dip in a really strong uptrend. That's where you're looking to jump in. Then you're taking the profits on the push to the upside. So for EOG, while it's not crazy extended, I would like to jump in around 118-ish. Next up here, guys, is Devon Energy Corp. And we took some decent profits off the table on Friday, just taking some cash ahead of the weekend. But the structure here is rock solid. If we could pick up Devon back around 59 to 58, a little bit closer to the 21 EMA, I think it's a great candidate. We got the buy signals and we got the green lights. So EOG, rock solid. Devon, rock solid. And pretty much here, guys, the whole group. So you could look at FANG, which is Diamondback Energy. We got green lights, we got buy signals. I think you want to jump back in around 136-ish. You've got Chevron. Chevron looking all kinds of purty over here. If you could jump back into CVX around 160-ish, I think a nice entry and a really good trend. Right. Green lights means go. So you got EOG, you've got Devon, you've got names like FANG, you have got Chevron, and don't forget about the old classic ExxonMobil, which is starting to set up pretty good here. So there's your energy plays. This trend is not just energy, it's really energy/oil. So in terms of oil, natural gas, you could look at UNG, which is just about picture perfect here. And off to the races it goes. So we got the weekly and the daily stacked EMAs. We got weekly and daily green 10x bars. And my silly ass should have bought the dip. Right, so that's the thing. You can run the scans. You can build the watch list. You can find the best trends out there. It's not going to do you any damn good if when they dip, you're not taking action. You got to take action. So if UNG is kind enough here to pull back into 17.5, 17-ish, I'm going to jump in real quick here. So energy, for now, my favorite trend in the market. Just make sure you pick your spots wisely. Super, super important. Another trend here, guys, is the fertilizer stocks, which I know, super, super sexy, but all jokes aside, I mean, you look at Mosaic here, green lights, trend, buy signals, that's where you got to take action, right? Get 2 to 3 days of selling pressure. Does it change anything about the trend? No. Does it change anything about the momentum? No. Does it take you under major support? No. Well, it's just a buy the dip opportunity. So names like Mosaic, names like Nutrien, right? It's not the Nvidias, not the Teslas of the world, but in terms of the quality of the trend, This is top-notch stuff. So Nutrien here, NTR. We got green lights, we got buy signals. What we don't have is a much better entry than the one currently being offered. So if Nutrien could come back to about 97-ish, I would like a little bit of that there. Nutrien. And then you got CLF, which is a total stud here. So energy names, the fertilizer names. And then if you look at the healthcare sector, I think the healthcare sector is starting to shape up here. We erased the sell signals. We're back above the weekly and the daily moving averages. We go from bearish to pretty damn bullish pretty quick. Do I want to chase it up here? No. But if the healthcare group can pull back, I think you watch XLV, I think you watch a little bit of Johnson & Johnson. You know, look how quickly this improves. We're under all the major moving averages. There's negative momentum. There's sell signals, and then boom. Everything shifts. Structure shifts. Momentum shifts. Back around 173. I think you keep a close eye on J&J. And in terms of the healthcare group, we picked up some CVS last week. And I actually think you can still work an entry here on CVS. We're not at 2 ATR, we're not at 3 ATR. Still trading nice and tight to the buy zone. But we got the buy signals, we got a daily squeeze, a 4-hour squeeze, a 2-hour squeeze, and you got a couple of the green lights over here. So still working on that daily green 10x bar. Once that 10x bar flips to green, off to the races. Short watches here, guys, but super simple. Looking at the indexes, right? We get oversold, we get a short squeeze. Where do we go now? Do I want to buy the dip in the S&Ps? It's a little bit too early. Do I want to buy a dip in the QQQ? It's a little bit too early. So next week, or this coming week rather, say the QQQ pulls back 2%. The S&P pulls back 2%. In terms of buying the dip, what we really want to focus on is what are we dipping into? What is this trend dipping into? So if the Qs pull back next week, we're not dipping into anything pretty. There's no buy signals. There's no stacked EMAs. There's still bearish momentum on the weekly chart. Compare a pullback in the QQQ to a pullback in energy. What is energy pulling back into? An uptrend, bullish momentum, and it's pulling back into buy signals. We want to buy the pullbacks into the buy signals. So I love Amazon, I love trading Google, I love trading Tesla, but in terms of just crystal clear trends, it's a little bit early for the tech stuff. And I think even in terms of the semiconductors, NVIDIA is shaping up pretty good. I might look at NVIDIA on a pullback, but in terms of the group as a whole, well, if the semiconductor sector pulls back 2 to 3% this week, what are we pulling back into? Not the best trend. There's no stacked EMAs, so there's no green lights. I'm not going to go if there's no green lights. So when I give you guys these watch lists, the only focus is structure. We can't pick favorites. If the semis pull back this week, it's not pulling back into a bullish trend. If energy pulls back this week, that's pulling back into a very bullish trend. If the fertilizer stocks pull back this week, they're pulling back into a bullish trend. Make sense? Few more setups here, guys. MO Altria. We traded this a few times last week. So we bought some calls here. We flipped them the following morning. Then we jumped right back in here on the dip, and we took them off on Friday. But I think you got a bit more room into 54.5-ish. 54.5, 55. So I think Altria is a good pick here on a dip. But again, what are we going to dip into? Well, for now, good trend, good structure, buy signals, and some green lights. So we're going to look for a bit more Altria. I think Lockheed Martin, LMT, good stuff here. Really good stuff. Green lights, buy signals, brand new daily squeeze. We had an entry. Just didn't jump on it. But if LMT could pull back into 440-ish, whole lot to like there, guys. Whole lot to like. And then one more chart for you here today is GLD. And here's a great example of what are we pulling back into. Well, we're pulling back into something you want to buy. There's buy signals with the little white arrows. And you got weekly structure, daily structure, weekly bullish momentum, daily bullish momentum. So we also picked up some May expiration swings on GLD last week, but I hope you all are seeing the theme. We're going to go through each of these names real quick one more time, but notice the theme. GLD, XLE, EOG, Devon, FANG, Mosaics, the NTRs, the CLFs of the world, the UNGs. They're all in uptrends. They all have buy signals, and they all got weekly and daily stacked EMAs and green 10X bars. Those are the kinds of structures you want to buy the dip into. Be patient with the semiconductors. Be patient with your favorite tech stocks. Maybe the bottom is in, and maybe a shitload of cash is going to start to rotate right back into your favorite stocks. I think where you're looking to buy the dip on the semis is when we can finally improve the structure, fix the momentum, and get this thing to the point where if we can get a dip, we're dipping into a good trend. Yeah, there's a decent trend. Sloppy stuff for now. So short video, guys, but right to the point, and I hope you find it helpful. We need a bit more clarity here from the indexes. And after a 6-day rip, just basically, crushing the shorts here, we need a dip. Now, maybe we dip and we just completely roll over. Maybe we dip and we find some support. Give the market time. Let names like Apple, names like Google, don't chase. Apple pulls back, it finds support. Maybe you got a dip to buy. It's just, for me at least, it's not crystal clear just yet. Energy is clear as day. For now, that's an uptrend. Mosaics, the NTRs, clear as day. Great looking uptrends. So, hope you all find this helpful, and tomorrow morning we're going to be live for some pre-market prep at 8:45 a.m. Eastern here on the channel. But in the comments here, guys, let me know a few setups that you're going to be watching this week. Y'all tune into these videos, you hear my spiel. I'm interested to see what you got on your watch list. But on my end, we're waiting to buy some dips in the energy names, waiting to buy some dips in these fertilizer stocks, and then you got names like Altria, names like CVS, and Lockheed Martin. They all got trend, they all got structure, they all got Momo, and they all got those buy signals. In my book, all good stuff. Hope you all find this helpful. I'll see you all tomorrow morning for some pre-market prep. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you soon.